Joining me now is Kyaw Win. He's the founder and executive director of Burma Human Rights Network and joins us now from London. Kyaw, good to have you back on the program. The United Nations Security Council meeting right now behind closed doors. I'm going to ask you, what are the chances of the P5, the permanent 5 members, to line up on the same frequency in terms of Myanmar? And even if they do, will it have any effect?
Well, if our previous experience, what we have been advocating since, the Rohingya genocide since 2017, our experience regarding to UN Security Council is very skeptical. I mean, we don't have much expectation from this because you see the Russia and China, they are there to make sure the Security Council ended up with not doing anything. So this is very, it is become a very stumbling block. That need to be alternative. There must be some kind of alternative to bypass this such obstacles, and we are asking international community or an individual country to intervene to protect the civilians from against that ruthless and fascist military.
One of the things that we've recently found out with regards to the junta is that the military rulers attempted to take out about $1 billion from the U.S. Federal Reserve Bank. This is basically very shortly after they seized power at the beginning of February. Are the generals going to do everything in their hands to sort of limit their exposure to the sanctions that have been slapped on them by the United States and possibly more sanctions from other countries and organizations?
Well, during 2007, when there was a uprising and international community put some sanctions, that sanction was very effective. And you see, 2008, they had rushed to pass the constitution. And 2010, there was a regime change. So I strongly advocate for the targeted sanction. And this targeted sanction should be on companies and businesses belongs to the military and their cronies. So you see, when the U.S. seized the money, and it is also start affecting. You can see that the tone Singapore has changed now. Singapore start frustrating. It is not because Singapore love people of Burma. It is because they are also suffering. They are also going to lose some money. That's important.
Let me ask you this. You say that these sanctions are effective. But I just read a comment from one of the junta commanders saying, our country has been slapped with sanctions before. We know how to deal with this.
So we know how to make them suffer. That's my short answer.
Okay. All right.
Because they have been suffering because of they claim that they will be China or ASEAN countries. That's not true, because the whole wall against these two countries cannot survive them. And look at Burma. Their resources and their technologies, they are very backward. They are very much behind. They cannot survive this kind of sanction.
Okay. One common thing that we're seeing is that the security forces of the country are continuing to murder, are continuing to kill indiscriminately. But one of the popular chants amongst the thousands of anti-coup demonstrators that are out on the streets is, we're not scared of you because you threaten us. I mean, if it isn't already, aren't we heading to a full-on collision? I mean, do you think that either side is going to be backing down?
One of the things I can assure you that the people in Burma is fed up. Enough is enough. We have been suffering generation by generation and generation to generation, and this is not going to continue anymore. And you see that few days ago, they will be killing, using snipers against the young people, and it doesn't scare them. People are very resilient, so they are coming out. Next day, a lot of more people are coming out to the street, and they are still coming out to the street. They are willing to sacrifice their life, and international community this time need to do something very bold step to protect these civilians against that ruthless military and that ruthless military.
Well, we'll see whether or not the United Nations Security Council will be taking those bold steps that you want very much. All right, Kyaw Win, live for us from London. Thank you very much. I do appreciate your analysis.